Well, good morning. I've already got my glasses on because we got to get right into the Word. Welcome to another edition of Take 5. We're in Matthew chapter 20, and it's a very long reading. That's why I got my glasses on. Verse 1, "For the kingdom of heaven is like a master of a house who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. After agreeing with the laborers for a denarius a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And going out about the third hour, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And to them he said, 'You go into the vineyard too, and whatever is right I will give you.' So they went. Going out again about the 6th hour and the 9th hour, he did the same. And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing. And he said to them, 'Why do you stand here idle all day?' They said to him, 'Because no one has hired us.' He said to them, 'You go into the vineyard too.' And when evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, 'Call the laborers, and pay them their wages, beginning with the last up to the first.' And when those hired about the 11th hour came, each of them received a denarius. But when those hired first came, they thought they would receive more, but each of them also received a denarius. And on receiving it, they grumbled at the master of the house, saying, 'These last worked only 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us who have borne the burden of the day and the scorching heat.' But he replied to one of them, 'Friend, I am doing you no wrong. Did you not agree with me for a denarius? Take what belongs to you and go. I choose to give to this last worker as I give to you. Am I not allowed to do what I choose with what belongs to me? Or do you begrudge my generosity? So the last will be first, and the first last.'" Now yesterday, we read that same little verse there, the last will be first and the first will be last. In other words, things get flipped around when it's God that's involved there. So you got all these people working, and the thing is, back then, you never knew every day whether you could work or not. And we have some places like that today, temporary work agencies and things like that, and you'll see a bunch of people standing around early in the morning, and they're waiting to see if there's any work for them. And somebody will come out and say, "We got 5 jobs for this," and they'll call out 5 names, and those people will go, and then they got to wait a little longer. Well, the same kind of thing happened back then. Now, when it happens today, usually if you get hired in the morning and you work all day, you do get paid more than the people hired later. But this guy, this owner back then, he decided to pay people that hadn't worked very much the same as he paid everybody else. He was generous. He was very generous. He decided to give people that didn't deserve a full day's pay a full day's pay. Now, the people that earned a full day's pay were jealous of the other people because they had to work really hard for their full day's pay, and the other people just had to work a little bit. And so they started complaining. And so the guy says, "Why are you complaining? Look, you agreed to work for me, and I paid you exactly what you're supposed to get paid. That's the going rate for that work right there. You didn't have to agree to do it. There were plenty of y'all standing around. I could have taken anybody. The fact is, you knew you needed that money. Your family needs food, so you decided to come work for me for that. So you quit complaining. In other words, shut your mouth and go home. I can do what I want with my money." And it's just a real simple lesson here. Look, God can do whatever He wants to do, to whoever He wants to do it to, whenever He wants to do it. Your job is do your job and shut your mouth. Don't complain, because you know why? You know why you shouldn't complain? Because you know what your wages earn? Go to Romans chapter 6, verse 23, and you're going to see that your wages earned death. That means spiritual death. That means hell. The fact is, He has been merciful to you if you're not in hell right now. He's been really good to you. So don't complain about something He does to anybody else. If somebody has a little more blessing, or is a little more gifted, or a little better looking, or has a better wife, or a better husband, or a better family, or a better job, or a better house, don't complain, because You're not getting what you deserve. Now, they're not either, but he's been really generous to us. So he says again, the last will be first and the first last. So people you think have earned a lot here or have been blessed a lot here maybe aren't really even saved. Because we talked about the rich young man yesterday, remember? So they're going to be last. They're not going to even make it. And you maybe don't have anything, but if you're content with it and you're thankful and you keep your mouth shut and you don't complain and you serve God with all your heart, you could be first. Had to go a little long. It was a very long passage. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. It's a great lesson. God can do what he wants because he's God. All right? We just need to be thankful for whatever we've got. I love you. Come back tomorrow for the next edition of Take 5.